Hello everybody, happy Friday, hope you're doing very well, and literally as this video goes live right now, I'm going to be sat down at my work's Christmas party, so hopefully that goes well. But before then, I have another shirt to open up and see what it looks like in person. We saw the Santos shirt on Tuesday. That was a very nice shirt. It's going to be very difficult to beat that, but I think we definitely have a chance. In here, we have the second shirt, and I'll just get it out because there's no point waiting. Here it is, so we don't need the rest of that box. There we go. Again, I think it's one that you may be familiar with. It really depends on how much time you put in towards this football shirt world. Now then. How about that? So, again, this might be a little bit difficult to kind of tell with regards to the lighting here, but I'll try and take some good photographs for you. I'm just trying to see if there's any sort of detailed sublimation going on that I've not really clocked yet. I think there is. But there is some text running across the back and rear of this shirt. And you think, well, if it's going to be on the back, it's probably going to be on the front. Now we have another Umbro logo here. So it's another Umbro shirt. Let's have a look. Now then, now that is, I mean, again, it's another very vibrant set of colours. We have this sort of green colour, a darker green, and then this very bright pink, which of course definitely works in my favour. So we have a continuation of this text. Now, admittedly, it's in italics, kind of. Honestly, I really despise italics in any sort of format anywhere. I don't understand why people use it, because I personally can't read it. And we have a little motif on the bottom there of an interesting person, and then we also have something on the inside of the collar again. And then is there anything else on the sleeves? No, we just have more pink. So again, I reckon a lot of you will be familiar with who this club is based just looking at the crest, but if not, I'll just mannequin and get back to you with some information. Okay then, so there is the shirt, and again it fits just like you would expect for a medium Umbro shirt. If you're able to find one, just get the size you normally would. But who is the team? Well, it's Fluminense. I always feel like I'm saying that wrong. Probably am. Usually I am. And this is, again, their third shirt from 2023, the season that has only just finished. And it was another one of those when it was recently released, and I thought, wow. They did really well with sort of the marketing images, the sort of promotional aspects. They look really cool and really smart. I thought this was one where, if I get it in person, is it going to look quite as cool? And I'd say it definitely does. I think it definitely does. I think the only thing I would say is a little bit off is the fact that the text, ignoring the fact it's italics, is actually difficult to read when you do green text on a green body, but it's there. You can read it, but it's just not as obvious, especially when you've got the pink, which is just popping out. So obviously I bought it from Foot Fanatics like I did with the Santos shirt. Cost the same price. It was about £60. Again, what you would expect to buy a football shirt that's brand new for. However, in this instance, at least at the time of recording, none left. They have nothing for sale. I'm sorry, they have zero. I couldn't find it, and then when I googled it, specifically the page just says there's none left to buy, and usually the case, you are not going to be able to find this in the UK. Maybe classic football shirts might get some in at some point, possibly. I don't know, but yeah. So for now, unfortunately, yeah, it's a little bit limited, shall we say. So the club was founded in 1902, and they are from Rio de Janeiro. Yes, they are the biggest, or the oldest team, should I say, from that part of the country. Now, the season, as I mentioned previously, has only just finished, and the club finished in 7th place, so certainly did better than Santos, which earned them a place in the Copa Libertadores. And you might be thinking that seems quite low for a team to be finishing to qualify for the premium trophy, but I'll get to that in a minute. Now, last season the club finished in 3rd place, so it seems like this campaign was ever so slightly worse. Now, historically, the club have won the top division 4 times, with the most recent success being in 2012, so, you know, over a decade now since they were last champions. Now, continentally, so Copa Libertadores, they do have a pedigree, a very recent pedigree. In fact, so much so they have just won the 2023 version, beating Boca Juniors in the final. Another club that I don't have a shirt for yet. How surprising is that? And it's the first time they've ever won the tournament. So this shirt, though I don't necessarily know if they've ever worn it in the trophy, will go down in history. It is the opposite of what happened with Santos. This team is, by default, technically the best team in the whole continent of South America. I think Palmeiras fans would probably say that they are still the best one, but, you know, what can you say? You just won the best trophy there is. So that means that this shirt should also go down quite well. Yeah, so that was pretty cool. I didn't even realise that had happened. I don't know how I quite slipped through. Usually those sort of big achievements do kind of pop up on my radar. Now, looking at the top goal scorers of all time for this club, because I just like to scroll through the Wikipedia page to see if there's anything interesting, you find a random Englishman there who, having spent some time in England, obviously, decided that he would go to Brazil to teach English as a foreign language, and then whilst at the same time playing for the club, and has become a lifetime member and all-time great. I think he's like 4th in top goals. He's pretty much got a goal a game. So fair play to that guy. You know, it's not unsurprising. There were plenty of Englishmen or, you know, Brits going abroad in South America and having some influence. A lot of them creating clubs themselves. Now, of course, it's another Umbro shirt. Umbro are just amazing at what they do. I think... Honestly, when I think about the best manufacturers, you have to obviously include Macron. You throw Kappa into there. You throw Hummel in for the designs. I like to throw Nike in there. Adidas probably have to be there just because. Umbro, though, definitely there. Also, now the shirt takes inspiration from one of Brazil's greatest ever musicians, Cortola, who is kind of one of the few people who was involved in the creation of samba music. And what we have here is was it down here? Can't see. Hiding. Yes, we have him there. He was a Fluminense fan. Born in the city. And we have his face. And then we have his name. It was also on the inside of the collar there, Cortola. And what you have on the front here, you have lyrics from one of his most famous songs called Run and Look at the Sky. As you can imagine, I can't read it anyway, but I certainly can't read it because it will be all in Portuguese. This gentleman was probably singing, it seems like probably sort of 40s, 50s, 60s, something like that. So the likelihood is that we've heard these songs. I probably don't think I will have done. Maybe I have, but obviously if you're from this part of the world, I suspect you probably are very familiar with it. And then also, it has pink bits on it. I mean, you know how much I like pink. Have I actually really added many pink shirts to my collection this year? I'm trying to think. There has to be at least one, right? Surely. I know there's some I can buy. We'll see about that. But yeah, it's got these little pink bits on there. Actually, I mean, look, it works quite well going away from each other. You know, I think that's pretty cool. The club usually would have burgundy, white and green as their home colours, and then usually white for their away. Again, similar to the Santos one, I was kind of waiting for a cool shirt to drop, and also they didn't always have sponsors on them, and also if they did, they weren't always available to buy. It's, again, quite difficult to buy certain clubs in England when it comes to Brazilian teams. It seems to be just more like Corinthians, really, to be honest. Or if you do find like a Santos, it just won't have a sponsor on, even if they do have them in Brazil. But yeah, that's kind of it. I mean, two beautiful shirts. I was kind of glad I was able to pick them up both at the same time. Two big teams, and I'm trying to think which is the best one. Honestly, I think the Santos shirt actually looks better. I love the cap. I love the design of that one. Whereas this one it's just a smart, cool shirt that should go down quite well in history for the club there. I think when it comes to like a specific country and the most interesting shirts that I have, I think Brazil possibly could be the one that has the best shirts. You have this one, you have the Santos shirt, you have my Corinthians Ayrton Senna shirt, I have my Botafogo, the sort of anti-racism shirt. What else do we have? We have... I've forgotten what I have now. Don't know. Oh, a Manta de Massa shirt. That's pretty cool. I have my Vasco third shirt. Another really cool shirt. And there's probably some other ones that I've forgotten. So, yeah, I think if I were to put them all together, oh, beautiful, beautiful. And I think, let me think. There's a few more big teams that I still need to add to my collection. One of them I actually do have. I just haven't opened up the parcel yet. But yeah, that's it. I hope you enjoyed that. Some pretty cool shirts. I think you will agree. have a great weekend ahead. Thank you as always for watching my videos, and I'll see you next week. Goodbye.